What's up, folks? This is Dan from Discern, and these are my thoughts on the new track from the New Respects, Trouble. The New Respects is a four-piece rock and roll, soul, and blues rock band comprised of siblings Darius, Lexi, and Zandy Fitzgerald on the drums, bass, and lead guitar, and Jasmine Mullen on lead vocals and rhythm guitar. Under the name The New Respects, they have only released 2 singles, including the one I'm talking about in this video. So if you find yourself not getting into certain bands because their discography is just too large and you feel like you missed out, well, here's the band for you. Listen to these 2 songs and you'll have heard it all. You'll be all caught up to speed. The group recently finished up a tour where they opened for Switchfoot and Lecrae, and they just recently started touring as the opener for Crowder. So you may be asking, how on earth did a band with only 2 available singles catch the eye of enough people and a major label to land gigs like this? Good question. Well, folks, thank goodness for Facebook, because it allowed me the ability to peer back into time and snoop out the history of this group, which is a little more substantial than just 2 singles. The group was originally called the John Hancock Band. They started in 2011, releasing their debut single, A Christmas Song, in December of that year. In March of 2013, they released their debut EP called The Beginning Is Near. In June of 2015, they went from being an independent band to getting signed by Capital Christian Music Group, aka Capital CMG, a major record label. And in the summer of this year, they kicked off their fresh look and fresh sound, changing their name to The New Respects in May and releasing their debut single under that name called Hey. In all this time, from when they began in late 2011 until now, they've been on a steadily increasing diet of live show after live show after live show. They've been grinding away in the Nashville music scene, and it sure has seemed to pay off for them. Now, if you're like me, as you hear that they had somewhat of an independent music career before their major label career, you want to go check it out. You want to listen for yourself to see the musical seeds from which these trees sprang. But no, the internet shows no sign or sonic trace of their old life as the John Hancock Band. It's almost as if they're rebranding so fiercely that they don't want you to know what came before, because everywhere you look, YouTube, Spotify, Bandcamp, Noise Trade, iTunes, Tumblr, there are only dead-end URL links, like signposts pointing to an abandoned town. Nothing to see, nothing to hear, so move on with your life, apparently, which is what we're going to do. So let's get into the song a little bit. Enough of the history lesson, although that was fun. This new song, Trouble, reminds me a lot of Cold War Kids' first album, Robbers and Cowards, and Alabama Shakes, and the Black Keys. It's that soul-inspired concoction of impassioned vocals with that thick slapback delay and presence, slow-paced, giant-like stomping from the drums, weighty rattling from the bass lines, and, of course, wailing, noisy, distorted guitars sliding all over the place, classic blues fashion. But one thing this group does that sets them apart a bit from the sound of the similar artists I mentioned is the trio of female vocalists that can wield clean, classic harmonies just as well as they can wield their dirty, overdriven guitars. It's a combination that ratchets up the soul aspect of their music to a level that's actually on par with the loud blues rock side. It's quite the sound when the vocal harmonies are confidently striding over the dirty and careless style guitars and rhythm section. As an analogy, actually, it's almost like the sound of being totally without hesitation, totally confident, and yet doing something completely destructive, dangerous, or even foolish. Now, I understand people will listen to this song and think, this may be a new sound in the sense that it isn't electronic pop music, but it's not really being inventive or creative on the blues rock sound. I find myself feeling that way at times. It certainly has its tropes and stylistic boxes that it can fairly easily fit in. The vocal effects, the attitude, especially the lyrics, which speak of trouble and how it's got to get gone. I mean, this is a blues rock staple, singing the raging blues at the faceless man named Trouble. It's sort of like the lyrical equivalent of blues riffs on the guitar. You hear it from every typical blues rock band at some point. Even when Jack White writes songs that are overtly strict blues, his lyrics usually slip into this vague angst, burning and smoldering against negative stuff. So overall, I can't say I learned anything about this band in terms of their personalities, their stories from this song, from the lyrics. I felt that way about their first single as well. But on this track, I like the sound. The chorus is a repeat heavy hook that I could listen to over and over. I like the strength and the backbone in the performances. It sounds like they're really assured and sure in their own musical ability. Basically, it doesn't sound like they're forcing it. And also, I'm guessing this sound is a true sight to see live, considering the dual roles that the three female vocalists play here. The vocal trio is also a blues rock trio with the bass and the rhythm guitar and the lead guitar. It's got to make for a fun and spontaneous dynamic on stage. Oddly enough, I had the chance to see them live when they came through my town in Omaha earlier this summer, but I was like, Switchfoot, I've seen them like 3 times in the last 5 years, and Lecrae, I'm not really that crazy about Lecrae, never really have been, although I did like his recent mixtape earlier this year. No thanks, I'll pass. But dang, now that I've heard these folks, I wish I could have been there, see them do their thing. But hey, at the rate they're touring, they will almost certainly be back, right? So going forward, I really hope this group can keep moving in the direction of finding their own sound, establishing a lyrical and musical identity instead of being the token indie-styled blues rock and roll band of the day, performing in ways that are new to today's crowd, but are definitely not new to the timeless genres in which their music falls. And I have to say, I'm cynically worried that their record label will destroy any hope of expansive creativity and boundary pushing, considering the many other artists who have been molded this way. But let's try and stay positive, right? There's some links down in the description below this video for you to hear the song for yourself. Enjoy it, play it on repeat a few times. There's also some links to the New Respects Twitter. Check them out, give them a follow, go see them live if you're interested, since they are touring with Crowder now. And that's it, we're done here. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this track review, please subscribe to the channel. New track reviews just like this release every Wednesday, and new album reviews release every Friday. If you have a question or a comment for me about this track or about something else, you can comment below this video. You could tweet at me at discernreviews, or you could send me an email, discernreviews@gmail.com. Are you one of the fans from long ago who remembers what this band sounded like back when they were the John Hancock Band? Because I have no idea what that was like, because the internet has purged it of existence. But regardless, what do you think of this new song? Do you dig it? Did you despise it? And deeper than that, why do you feel the way that you do? Anyway, reach out to me. Let me know what you're thinking. Hope this helps. See ya.